Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth. Go. All right, welcome guys to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Today I'm really excited to bring on someone super special. So she joined our group about a year ago, and from the start, I could tell she knew her stuff. But like many traders, she was still struggling to consistently spot the very best opportunities. But since then, she's put in the work. She joined our live classes and turned that knowledge into action, and the results speak for themselves, including a week where she cleared over a lot of money. Okay, made pretty good money. All right. And I also had the pleasure of meeting her and her amazing partner, Byron, first over dinner and then again at our yacht mastermind, our yacht party mastermind in Tampa. And beyond being an incredible trader, she's energetic, she's bubbly, she's always prepared, and generally one of the kindest, sharpest people in the room. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she prepared for this interview today too. But please welcome Cece, aka Currency C.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be a part of this.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. Awesome. So can you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background before trading?
Yeah, so my background, so I used to be a business owner. I'm still am. So 2016, I'm starting my first business at nail salon owner, and then I see more opportunity on lashes extensions. So I launched my second business at the lashes extension boutiques. And then until 2021, that's when I sold that business. So business owner. So as far as with the knowledge, I also a risk taker as well.
Awesome. That's awesome. It's always cool to see where people come from and how they get into trading, but a lot of the time you do see that money mindset. It's always there. And they're like, oh,
the freedom of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what first made you interested in trading, and how did you find our community?
Okay, so first, I think 2020, that's when I learned about trading. I think a lot of us are because we got locked out. And being entrepreneurs ourselves, we don't want to be locked out. If we are locked out, we're going to find a way. And that's why I feel like being a business owner is great, because I first started my business because I care about freedom and I want to be financially free. So that's how it motivated me to start my first business. But then when I got locked out, I realized that I need to have another source online. In that case, I can continue freely to make my money online, even though I don't need to have a physical business. That's when I first understand about long-term investings and then tradings. And that's why I get into tradings. And I also, because I got locked up for 3 months, in that case, I want to take that advantage to learn about trading. And that's how I got into tradings. I didn't find your communities until 2024. Because that's when I started sold my last business and be a full-time online business owner. I still have one business online, just a side hustle. It's marketing business. And then it's give me a lot of free time to be home. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get back in trading. 2024. That's why I got back in trading. And then I started trading SPY options. But know nothing about it. Still in a very small trades. Haven't really understand this until one day I was on TikToks and I'm looking for a mentor, because I know like I need to be aligned myself with a communities that doing exactly what I'm doing, because I can no way to learn this alone. I need a community. But I know there's a lot of community that just send you alert, you buy, and it's your own risk. Until I fight you, I remember one time I fight you when you was posting a TikToks and warning people about SPY corrections. And SPY will like close to all the time high, and it's like SPY correction. I'm like, and you say something about key level, so that's why I'm like, it caught me interesting because no one on TikTok really talk about it. So I was like, you know what? If tomorrow and if SPY have a correction, I'm gonna join this guy community because he knows something, he has something. So the next day, you know what? I'm gonna bought one contract because I need to have some skin on the game to take it serious. So I bought one contract, bought a put. And that contract gone 100% in a day. And I'm like, that's it. I'm in. Like, that's how I found your communities, because I was like, there's someone out there can be able to time a correction or be able to predict something happen to SPY or any stock in the next 15 minutes or the next day based on something he called it price action and key levels. That is something I need to learn. And that's how I join your community.
Oh, that's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a lot of people when they watch my TikToks, like they're like, "Yo, how did you know that was gonna happen?" Like, when I do my TikToks, I literally pull up the chart and then I just look at it and then I go. And it's a little bit different than when I'm like analyzing it myself because I think I overanalyze when I do that. But when I do look at the charts, I look at the key levels and I just say it. That's what I should follow. And I'm still working on just following what I'm thinking because a lot of the time it is correct. That's just pretty interesting though. But yeah,
True
that's
story, man. True story.
that's dope. All right. So, and then what were your biggest struggles when you first started trading?
Oh, a lot, a lot. Because when I first started, you was like, when people was like, oh yeah, buy this, buy low, sell high, and they keep it
Mm,
very, very basics. And all you think was like, oh yeah, how hard can this be? You buy low, you sell high. But until I join your communities, I know there's something called price actions, technical analysis, key levels, and then if you want to trade option, there's something option grids. That's when I know that trading is hard. Trading stock is extremely hard. Day trading is very, very hard, but day trading option is the hardest of all of them. Like that's
mhm,
how I learned. But I like challenge, and I think that's why it's cost me. It's make me more like I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn everything about it. So there's a lot of struggle that um fundamentals is the basic things because there's a lot to learn and the market's always changing, so you have to be always have that flexibility to be adapt. Also, the reason why I learned so much and I struggle so much is emotional, and you
mm,
have to be so emotionally aware whenever you are trade for you to be able to accept the uncertainty of the market, to be able to be adapt in any situation the market gonna throw it to you, and being like a robot. Like, do not allow your emotion to take over, because that moment when your emotional took over, you no longer trading. You trade yourself for the market. You are not trading the market, and is
right.
I think that's the struggle the most.
Definitely, definitely. And then, what's the most valuable lesson that you feel like you've learned since joining the group and like going through a lot of like the classes that we've been talking about and things we've been talking about?
I think there's a lot of valuable lesson I learned from you guys, and basically just the fundamental itself from just basic price action, technical analysis, key level option breaks, you name it, and then be patient and wait for the market to come to you to take action. Don't just pull the triggers anytime. So that is the biggest lesson I learned from you. But the lesson that I think that's gonna turn the everything upside down is being patient,
Mhm.
being patient and allow the market to play for itself, and being have that humility to accept the fact that the market's always changing. And when you hit your stop loss, just have your system, and if you hit your stop loss, that's your system. Just respect your system, and call stop loss is how the market respect your system, and don't think stop loss is your loss, because it's
Right.
not.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something that I'm like really like it's turned the page for me too this year is like understanding like, hey, this is my system, and now I'm like calling it conditionals because you do have to be a robot, right? And it's all about kind of like AI. You tell AI to do something, and then it processes like this. It says if this happens, then AI will do this. So I'm like, all right, I have to be like AI. If the market goes above this level, then I get in. If it doesn't, then I don't do it. I have to wait for that condition to be set in order for me to take action. So yeah, that's really good stuff there. Um, and then how has trading impacted your mindset outside of the markets? I think that's a really good question.
Oh, seriously, I love that question the most too. So is I think it changed me as the person completely. I was completely different. I wasn't have a morning routine, but now I have not just a routine, but now I have a morning ritual. Like, I basically
Mm,
get up early. I don't touch my phone for the first 10 minutes. I fully align myself with my own selves, my emotion. I become emotional so awareness. Like, whenever I feel like I get angry or something, I'm like, hey, this is just emotions. I never really cares about mindset and about emotional awareness before, but I care so much now because it's a huge impact for me for to be success in this journey. I also practice to be so patient in any situation as me, because I just realized that you can have all the strategy, fundamentals, everything you know about trading, but if you don't have one thing that's emotional awareness and being patient, you can never success. Because the point about this is like we have that um, as a business owner or entrepreneurs myself, we are challenge people. We like to be challenged, but at the same time, we want to be right. We want to be right,
Right.
and we have that. It's something I would say a little bit in the too confident, because it take us that far to be an entrepreneur. But at the same time, being too confident is great, but being too confident also being dangerous. So I never been that committed before. I never been that humble before, and the market humbled me so much as a person. But it also teach me that I need to be really aware of my emotions. So it completely changed the person that I was before I was a full-time trader until now. I am a completely different person. In a
Yeah,
good way.
I really, yeah, I really love that. It's like the challenge, like money mindset people, or people who are ambitious. We do want to grow as a person first, and the whole path of becoming a great trader is a personal development journey. But yeah, it definitely does humble you, and at the same time, but you learn to become this higher version of yourself, and you have to really pull from that future that you see. Like, you're like, oh man, I want to be a really good trader. What does that person look like? And then you have to embody all of those characteristics, but you have to do that right now. You have to do that right now, or else you're going to stay in that cycle of just not being the best version of yourself. And you're super competitive. I'm super competitive, obviously. So that's the mindset that it's going to take to get there. But at the same time, that awareness of where am I and where do I need to go, you have to have that awareness in order to bridge the gap. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
good.
So that's like the competitive person. That's why I know it's like it's also a very powerful tool, because it's like you never stop learning because you are competitive. But at the
Right.
same time, to be with the market, you can be competitive at the same time. So you have to be balanced between being competitive, because always have that open minded to learn, but at the same time being humble enough to being flexible enough, because the markets always stay neutral. It's not gonna try to get you. But if you are
Right.
competitive, you're like, I'm gonna show you, that's when it's gonna get you hard.
Yeah, yeah. That's when you go on tilt and it's like, oh, geez.
Yep. And that's what like, and when I get deep into trading psychology, because that's what I've been doing like last whole 3 day weekend. I just like, you know what? I feel like my missing puzzle is trading psychology, because I know a lot of strategies and everything, but I was like, why am I still struggle? And I'm like, wait, I struggle with my emotion. So when I learned about trading psychology, I learned that I'm like, oh wait, the market is neutral all the time, bull or
Yep.
bear, it doesn't matter, it's neutral. I am the one who are not neutral, and if I am not neutral, the market not gonna reward me, because
Exactly.
the market gonna basically humiliate me, showing me that if I am not neutral and I'm trying to win, I would never win. I have to be flexible to be adapt.
Exactly. Yeah. So essentially, it's you versus you. It's not you versus like this market that's trying to get you. No, it's you versus you. And until you can master that patience, you're going to keep getting cooked.
Seriously,
So
seriously.
yeah. So yeah, that's a very good point. And then so we talked about this a little bit, but what daily habits or routines do you use now that you didn't before? Would that be like that whole waking up, or is there anything else?
Yeah, it's like I work out more often, because I know this is gonna good for my mindset. I work out almost every day, and that one thing that I haven't done, but I started doing it, and I think it's really good, is soak my face in the ice water. And I feel like it woke me up, because caffeine, great, because I drink coffee in the morning, but the caffeine would just make your heart beat, and you're just like, oh, I'm ready to go. But when you are soak your face in the ice water, it's like an eye bath. But I tried to do eye punch, like cold punch before, but I got sick from it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just soak my face in the ice water, and I think that's woke me up. But it keep me like, oh yeah, I can go through this. Like that's what it teach me to be very patient with the market before I trade.
Did you get that from the Ashton Hall routine, or were you doing that before?
I just found this on TikTok. So I'm like, I'm just decided to try. I mean, it's good for you, as a girl. Like, it's good. It tight your skin too. So it's more
Yeah,
than just
yeah.
the mindset. It's the beauty's ritual too. So I also like it.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it. I think I might have to try it. I saw it on TikTok with the Ashton Hall stuff. Like that big strong guy.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Not
So I was
because
like,
of that, but I was like, oh yeah, because like some people will like roll eyes in their face to tight the skin. I'm like, wait, it's good for my rituals and it's also good for my skin, or is the win-win? I take it, Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely. And that's something I do too in terms. Well, not the ice thing. I'm gonna try that though. But like changing my routine, and it's really like I'm trying to make everything align. Like great trader, great. So great physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. Like everything. needs to align. So I make sure that I'm progressing every day in every aspect. So for instance, trading, I'm looking at the charts every day consistently, and then I'm working out every day consistently. I'm reading. Like right now, I'm reading. This is like my third time reading this book,
Oh, I
Abundance,
love it.
by Dr. Deepak Chopra. Reading consistently, making sure everything's aligning, just to for that personal development, that growth mindset. So great stuff there. Let's see. What do you think? Okay, and then combination of these questions. So, how's your money? How's your view of money and risk changed since becoming a trader? And then, what do you think separates those traders who succeed versus those who quit?
So, being a business owner or entrepreneurs, we are all risk taker. But when you in the trading, you have to be something we call it risk management, which is very hard. But I feel like it also shaped myself a lot, being a human as well. And before, when I got to know about trading, or maybe when I first started trading, I'm like, all right, if I threw $20,000 in a trade and I could make $500, that's great. That's $500 for like just one click the button. But since I understand more about trading, about risk management, I'm like, all right, how much willing I risk and how much is my reward? So now it's require more calculations. And then I was like, then I don't count how much I make in the dollars amount, but I count how much I make in the percentage amount. All right, I'm gonna throw probably $100 for this trade. I'm gonna risk $10 to make $30. I'm gonna reach, so it's like it's gonna be more percentages. And it's basically you have to be really quick when the calculation on risk management. And I think it changed a whole lot when it comes to tradings, but also it changed a whole lot on me to making decisions on anything. Different perspectives in my life. I'm like, oh, how much do I risk to make this? And it's funny that it just become a clock in you, that you just become a robot. I'm like, before I make a decision on anything, I am like, how much willing I risk, how much time do I risk on this to make this? And you care about more about risk and reward ratios over how much money you can make today. It's
Exactly.
different. Yeah.
Exactly. So so what do you think is separating the traders who succeed from those who quit? And do you think that could be a part of it too?
I think that and way more because I feel like it because when I get deep into it, I realize that being a trader you have to go through so many different um aspect of your life to be successful or to stay in the game. Just because like I don't want because I'm really humble, but at the same time I don't want to be negative. I feel like being a trader we can never be success because we have to always have that mind to be open to learn and to be adapt. Just because the market's always changing. And the separated the successful trader to an unsuccessful trader is a vision of the long term and the short term. Because when you are a trader, you are think everything in the short term. 5 minute time frame, 15-minute time frame. You want to make money instantly right away. That's the mindset of every single trader. But at the same time, you have to see things in the long term because trading is a marathon. So yeah, you're gonna have some winning trade today. You're gonna have some losing trade tomorrow. You're gonna have a big win and a big lose. That's just part of the game because that's your emotionals always changing at the same time. So you have all the knowledge in the world. And that day you don't have a good state of mind. You still have some big lose. That's just the reality of trading. But the
Yeah.
people who are staying in the game long term because they're like, all right, fine, I'm gonna fix this because it's my emotional that I unawares of. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna continue doing it. I'm gonna continue doing it because you think it like a marathon and not a sprint. I think that is a one way for you to be success because you're gonna have someday that use euphoria. You're gonna be you're gonna on top of the world. I make $100,000 today. I'm on top of the world. Nothing can get me. And the next day, the market gonna get you, and you have to be adapt and accept the facts that it's not because of you having the problem have a market with you, but you having a problem because you don't aware of your emotionals, and that part of the game. Like loss, sometimes we call it loss, a lesson, but also loss is part of the system. That's that part of the game. So when
Yeah.
you have that mindset, is allow you to be accept the facts that if you want to stay in the game, you need to control your emotion and be make peace with your loss and take it as the opportunity to learn and get ready to trade the next day and never give up.
Exactly. I love it. And then one of the final questions being, what role has this like mentorship community played in your growth as a trader? Do you feel like, or in your growth in general?
I like the most when we all feel like a team. Like I feel like I can bring some values into the communities and my word also matters because I had joined a lot of communities and sometimes people just like, oh yeah, I'm the mentor. I'm gonna send an alert and just follow my alert. But basically, you don't really learn anything from just follow people alert or called out, because sometimes I have, because I will like have questions. I'm like, if you make that called out, I want you to explain to me why this is a good buy right now. And if I
Right.
have to cut loss, why do I have to cut loss? Like, I have more questions why more than making money, because some people are just join the community just to making money, and that's great because we're all here to making money. But how to make money? Are you gonna make money in long term? Are you gonna rely on that mentor forever? And how much like you? That I think the value that I received from the communities, from the knowledge, the values that I gain from the community, from just having my voice, be able to prove myself, be able to learn and be able to make money and fight race in my own. I think that's more valuable than anything, because those knowledge have stayed with me forever.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely good to feel heard in a community. Because I've been in a lot of communities like in the past, and I've seen how a lot of the trading communities like operate, and it's like, okay, call out, and it's like, where did you get that? And some of them is like, there's one person who really knows how to trade, and then they tell the person who runs it, who's like a famous person who doesn't trade, and then they just send out the signal, and I'm like, yo, how did you find that? What are you looking at? And I think that's what, like, myself and K5, like, we were like, hey, we really want to teach people and like show them like, hey, this is what you do and this is how you do it, and this is why we're taking these, and this is what we're doing. We're not saying, hey, take this, that's it. Like, no, that's not what it's about. We're kind of trying to teach everyone like, hey, this is why we're taking this, and we're gonna take it. Don't take it if you don't agree. But if you're still learning and you want to try things, then that's it's your decision. But yeah, that's a big part of the community. So love it. All right, and then the final question here, I would say in one sentence, how has trading changed your life?
Ooh, in one sentence, and I think the sentence I just recently said is, be a sniper in trading, and just make, oh, every time you button the trade, just remind, like, one sentence is like, be a sniper, be a sniper on any situation. And it sounds basic, but it's basically it's have a deep meaning. If you are a full-time trader, you would understand how being a sniper would be so powerful, because it's give you being patient to wait for things and have enough analysis to be repaired to make your last shot. Like, I think that's very powerful.
Definitely. I like that analogy how you explained it the other day. How you said like you're a sniper, you have to take out your target, but you only have one bullet left. You have one bullet left. So if you don't take out the target, he's gonna spot you. He's like, oh, he's right there. Here's
Yeah,
the
they're gonna
clip.
get you. You expose yourself, and it's funny. It's like because you was like, every time you but on too many trade, you're like, oh, I'm overexposed, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
if you're a sniper and if you don't take one last shot to hit your target, you're gonna expose yourself and you're gonna get yourself killed. You go, well, cooked. So
Yeah. For sure. All right. Well, thank you, Cece, so much for joining us for this interview today. Any final words or anything that you wanted to say, or?
my final, yeah, I have one final words. And I want people to be note about this, because I feel like on TikTok people don't talk about this enough. Is before you decided to be a traders or but on a trade, and after you learn all the technical fundamental everything about trading, the last thing you should learn is trading psychology. And you come back and thanks me later, because that's will change the game completely.
Exactly. Well, again, thank you so much. That concludes it for this podcast today. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in.